Jingle bells, jingle bells. Hey, baby, what is up? It is once again time for the gorgeous George Show. Live and incognito, popping through your personal panties. Kevin, what's up?
Oh, man, what a week it's been. It's good to see you, George.
Good to see you also, too.
Matt.
Good seeing you, Kevin.
Yes.
I can't see you, but it's good seeing you.
Yeah, it's like, I feel like I'm in jail right now.
You're in jail. Jail has some dues. Okay, Mr. Matt, what's going on?
Good seeing you.
What's going on? What's up?
Yeah.
Nice jacket.
Well, thank you. I got it through a person, in the mail. So it works out.
It looks like you got the Gambino collection.
You think? Gambino.
All you need is a black shirt.
My name's Lampese. Anyway, that wraps up it. My name is Baby Gorgeous George, and in case you haven't got a clue, in case you're channel surfing, you don't know what time it is, once again, it's time for an hour packed of unending syllables coming through my mouth. And for an education for you all to learn and take a notepad in hand and learn and take some notes. There will be a test after the show.
Yeah, and the winner gets a pack of gum, and we're going to teach you how to chew it.
That's right. Anyway, we have a lot to talk about, a lot of the news to talk about before we do that. Tonight's topic, we're kind of going back and forth. Tonight's topic is about the hottest women in the U.S., United States, Richmond. No calls, not just yet.
It's our turn to talk.
It's our turn to talk. Let the people wait their turn. No calls. We'll take a little survey. If you had 3 wishes, if Genie popped out of a bottle and grants you 3 wishes, what would be your 3 wishes?
Genie!
Yes. We'll talk about
money,
that.
money, more money.
That's what it boils down to.
The 5 greatest...
Well, women, more women, and good sex.
The 5 greatest things in life are women, money, women, sports.
Okay.
That's what we're going to talk about.
And it's also about the panties. I love them panties. Anyway.
I like what goes in them.
That doesn't really matter.
Who needs?
Anyway.
I'm like Barry White. All right.
Okay. It doesn't really matter anyway, but that's pretty much what it boils down to. It's about the panty sniffing, baby. We sniff them panties and we tell you if it's done. If it ain't done, we won't take them off until it's done, baby. Woo!
Now,
let me fix my hair while I'm here.
TV? Is there anyone?
Is there a full moon out tonight?
Yeah.
George, is there anyone on TV or movies or anything you like? You would like as a girlfriend?
Well, let me tell you about my favorite movie.
Yeah.
My favorite movie of all time.
Yeah.
With Dennis Hopper.
Yeah.
Blue Velvet.
Shut up! I remember that movie. Yeah, it's funny how it's your favorite.
Yes.
Who would have thunk it? No.
That's my favorite. Blue Velvet.
Now, what's so great about Blue Velvet?
Because it's really entertaining. You got a guy from Quantum Leap, singing the hologram, from Quantum Leap.
Oh yeah, Dean Stockwell.
Sing a little song,
The
candy-colored kisses just for you, and lip sync basically.
Yeah,
that's pretty sweet. I like that.
What was weird about that, if you remember Blue Velvet, is that guy was Dennis Hopper's idol. You could just imagine the type of guy Dennis Hopper was. So this was his idol. It was this guy who had this wig and everything.
Yeah.
Dean Stockwell. That was a great movie.
What was that?
Isabella, you like Isabella?
Isabel Rossellini.
Yeah.
Rossellini, yes. She walked in one scene. She's bare naked, and she walks to the kid's mother's house and said, "He put his penis in me." And that's my favorite part, actually. I like that. He put his penis in me. But anyway.
Yeah. That's Ingrid Bergman stuff. All the way from Casablanca to Blue Velvet.
That was a good flick.
But she's like your favorite actress?
My favorite actress.
The girl told Jim Druckenmiller this week. Told him the same thing.
Yeah, well.
I mean, even though I'm a 49ers fan, I don't like a bastard. Jim Druckenmiller's.
We're talking about girls. He's talking about football players. What the hell is going on?
No, we're talking about rape.
We're not talking about rape yet, okay? And of course, your daddy should have put it back in. But anyway, let's talk.
I'm not going to dog him tonight.
Yeah, you should put it back in. That's all I got to say. Let's talk about tonight some stuff to talk about. We got to talk about this another tragic thing. This family's cursed. We're talking about the JFK Jr. Mm-hmm. Once again, they found the bodies today. Found all 3 bodies. They found JFK's body in
all 3?
Found all three.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they found all three.
They found JFK Jr.'s body. And
Found him first.
They found him this morning in the front
Because
of
he was
the
the pilot, that's what.
Excuse me, I'm talking in front of the plane, and then they found the other two in the back of the plane, and they found the whole pieces. And to me, that family has been cursed. The family has been going through. I mean, you go through the chronology when JFK himself was assassinated to Robert Kennedy being assassinated. And everything Chappaquiddick with Ted Kennedy almost losing his life in Chappaquiddick. Ted Kennedy almost.
Well, he was drunk, though.
Well, yeah, but Ted Kennedy almost losing his life in another incident that happened. How
Michael Kennedy hitting
exactly.
Yeah.
You know, other Kennedys too. I can't think of the name of
And the other brother had a drug
Joseph, the one who died in I think World War II.
Joseph.
Yeah.
and there was another one had a drug overdose.
There was a female Kennedy that
Yeah, one of them has a lobotomy.
Female,
He's still alive, actually.
Kennedy that died. Of course, you know, Jackie Onassis is dying. Well, of course, she lived at old age, but Jackie Onassis is dying also too.
But the mother lived to be like 100 and something years old.
Yeah, the family being cursed, and that's something that really is. What camera are we on here? This camera? Okay, this camera right here. Very tragic. They did a lot of news about it. It was for the solid 3 days.
Yeah.
I mean, on Channel 6 with Dan Rather, and you know, that's all you heard for the solid day.
Yeah.
Now, it's good to people like dirty laundry. You know, the downhill tune. People like the dirty laundry, and they like to know every little tidbit. You know, but I think they kind of played it out a little bit.
Well, no, it is a serious thing because somebody actually said what's really sad about John Kennedy was that he was America's son. This was a son who lost his father at a very young age, and everyone kind of took him to heart at, in 1963. He was only like 2.5 years old.
Right.
And as a result, there's always been no matter what you thought of the Kennedys, there's everyone seemed to love their family.
Well, they were
seemed to be a loving family.
very revered and very respected bunch. John Fitzgerald Kennedy, one of the best presidents this country has ever had, next to President William Jefferson Clinton, of course. A lot of comparability to John Fitzgerald Kennedy and William Jefferson Clinton, two great presidents. I think Kennedy being the second best president this country has had, next to Bill Clinton. Very much so. But you see, the guy had charisma. The guy had a knack for delivering a speech. Very, I mean, before my time, of course, but still, he was very good in giving speeches, very eloquently giving great speeches throughout. I know that, why, the people had talked a lot about it. The people had talked a lot about, the incident, but they kind of ran it to the ground. They should have had like a little respite. And then got back to it.
Respite is actually beginning now. Now the body's found, there's some sort of closure to the whole sad thing.
I'm glad they found the bodies. I'm glad they found the bodies because basically it was something it got to be. Everybody wanted them to find the bodies.
If they didn't find the bodies, there would be. I'm not kidding you. There probably would all these nuts. These conspiracy theorists who would have thought that just like
he staged it or something.
Oh yeah, that he staged it to get away from paparazzi, or that or at the worst, it falls in line with all the conspiracy theorists that have to do with Kennedy's assassination in 1963.
Right. But you see, of course, you hear about Elvis Presley still being alive, working in Cleveland, flipping hamburgers. Oh, honey, 2 for the money, 2 for the show, 3 get ready, baby, K, baby, go.
He's working at Pizza Hut on a commercial.
Oh, baby, let's rock. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. No, but
the greatest American who ever lived, Elvis Presley.
Elvis Presley, but they still continually talk about him being alive, and he DOA'd in his bathroom.
Yeah.
And they found his body and all that.
Well, if they don't put you on a postage stamp if they think you're still alive, and I think once you see someone on a postage stamp, Kennedy or Elvis or somebody, or
think about James Dean. You hear the same thing about James Dean. You hear the same thing about Marilyn Monroe. Hello, watch that camera. Same thing about Marilyn Monroe and James Dean. People that were, pioneers. People that were, somewhat legends.
George Burns.
In the speak, basically.
Well, they're forever young. These people. They died before they were 40 years old. All these people. So that thus you never really see them as old. In fact, that's what upsets so many people about the decline of Ted Kennedy. Here's a man around 70 years old. We've never seen a Kennedy man get old. Yeah. They all died young, so we're kind of disappointed in him. Also, for Ted Kennedy.
Well,
There's all these stories about.
Let me say something about Ted Kennedy.
Kennedy's always looked old.
Let me say about Ted Kennedy, basically.
Man.
Ted Kennedy is a good politician. Ted Kennedy is a good, respected man. Even though he got Sammy Sosa and Mike McGuire's name mixed up, I think that's, what
The outrage.
That's okay. Ted Kennedy was a good politician. Ted Kennedy is a good
Still
person,
there.
a good man, and I think that he came very close in 1980. Came very close to winning the election. Of course, Carter was Jimmy Carter was still the main candidate.
Yeah.
But he was, it's sad because the Kennedy family has been cursed. Kennedy family has been cursed throughout the span of 20 years, 25 years. Basically.
I was talking with this about a very big Kennedy fan, my own mother, and she actually said that they have a big family. Had they just had a couple of kids, a big extended family, thus all these terrible things happen to a big family. The chances are, if you keep it localized like the Reagans, nothing happens to them.
Well, of course, speaking about Mr. Reagan, Reagan is on his deathbed.
Oh, really?
Reagan is on his deathbed. They made a topic about last week saying that Reagan was about ready. He's sicker now, and he's pretty much a vegetable.
Well, the saddest thing about Alzheimer's disease is that it doesn't usually destroy you physically. Thus, you usually are rather healthy physically, and it's, which is even sadder than, and also there's ALS, which is the opposite, which is it destroys you physically, but you're mentally with it. So.
Right.
And probably now Reagan is probably dying of something else, and but he's the Alzheimer's is still there.
But getting back to the Kennedy, I don't want to talk the whole hour about this, but getting back to
there's enough on all the other channels.
But the whole thing with Kennedy, basically, JFK, they had different people how many gunmen had killed Kennedy, how many people when he went through Dallas.
One person killed Kennedy.
They said it was two as one. The bottom line is, who cares? The bottom line is the man is dead, and I think that Oswald was the man who killed Kennedy. Yeah. They're getting up here saying the different angles of who killed Kennedy from one angle. It was they say it was 2 gunshots. Well, actually, there were 4 gunshots. 1 gunshot hit first Kennedy in the temple.
Yeah.
1 gunshot hit Conley, Governor Conley of Texas, right in the thumb, in the finger.
Yeah.
And then the other 2 shots hit Kennedy right here in the head and in the forehead. And his whole head came off.
And if you people are listening in, be sure not to call us and bore us with all these how we're getting all these theories wrong, because we don't want to talk the whole show about these theories.
That's great. I think Oswald though was the sole conspirator about that. Basically, if you can take it from that standpoint. We'll take a call here. Gets my better judgment.
Conley and
hold that thought 1 second. Go ahead.
Conley and Ted Kennedy both claimed that they agreed with the Warren Commission. So if those 2 guys think find it acceptable, then I find it acceptable.
Well, before we take that call, like I said, now the rate of the plane, because now they said it basically that John Fitzgerald Kennedy Jr. was very much negligent and shouldn't have been driving that plane by himself because he was new and he just took the pilot lessons and whatnot. It was a foggy night, and and they said that the plane dropped all the way down when one big clap. Now, I'm not a pilot, I'm not anything like that, but I do know that when you're new and driving a plane, of course you should have someone there. Of course they said
flying over water.
No, I thought he was flying over over Egypt.
The visibility is
okay. I understand. That's what I'm saying. The visibility itself, it was foggy, and the visibility was horrible. And yet he took that chance by driving by himself. He said that to avoid the paparazzis, that what they would do, they would go and take plane trips throughout to avoid the paparazzi getting into what
he might have been in a hurry. And I think anytime you even drive a car in haste, it makes waste.
But it's a tragic thing about John Fitzgerald Kennedy Jr. It's a tragic thing, and very much so. We'll take some calls about this and then get to some other topics here. Line 1, talk to us.
Howdy.
On the air.
Hello. My name is Misty, and I have to honestly say I really have not ever been a big fan of your show, but I have to honestly pat you on the back and say that I think you're handling the situation with a lot of respect and dignity. And actually, I'm very, very shocked, and it makes me look at your show in a whole different light, because this has been 3 lives you've lost, whether everyone has an opinion on it, and I can totally understand. Some people think they've gone too far, which I do agree with you. I have to say I agree with you that they really have gone too far with the media and everything. And you know, honestly, no one really knows what happened that night, and I don't think anyone really ever will know what happened that night.
Right.
But I really just want to commend your show, and I think you guys are doing a really good job, and you're handling it with a lot of respect. I'm really shocked. I really, really am.
Well, there's
But
no
I
reason
just
for you,
wanna
there's
say
no
that
reason for you to be
you're-
shocked.
The show's not over yet.
Okay.
No. I'm just saying. No, I'm just saying with this topic. That's all I'm
Oh,
saying. I
thank
just
you.
think
Okay.
you've handled
But
yourself
we,
really
what we
well.
are about is cutting edge comedy.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. I'm shocked. That's what I'm saying. That
We
you're
can
handling
tone it
so
down
You're
also,
being
too.
really professional.
We're kinda
about
like,
it,
Robin
and you're
Williams.
doing
We
it
can
with
be
a lot of respect
serious.
towards the family. Because even though the family would probably never see the show, for the people that do see it, I think that you're being like just handling it with a lot, actually with more dignity than some of the shows out here that are on like the national network.
Thanks.
So that's what
Well,
I'm
we try to do what we can, but once again, I do take pride in loading my bathroom humor also too. But thank you very much.
He rises to the occasion. Thank you very
Thank you very
much.
much. Thank you very much. Line 2, talk to us. You're on the
Addie.
air. You're on the air.
Hey,
What's up?
hey.
Hey,
Hey.
you're on the air. Talk to us.
Listen, so I see your cleavage. What size cup are you?
Baby, if you want to know and feel, why don't you bring your head a little closer and I'll breastfeed you. Take her off, basically. Okay? Come on, I think it's crap. Get off my freaking head.
I don't think someone.
I think it was the
took
same
photo.
woman. I'm not sure. No,
yeah.
actually, we do. We do our best on this show. We try to be serious, but we're like, what would you say about Robin? My favorite
Yeah, we're like
actor?
Robin Williams. We can be you're really crazy or really serious.
Yeah. Okay. Enough with the seriousness.
Well, okay, we talked about that. If you callers want to talk about that tonight, we would be willing to talk to you about that. But tonight,
Yeah.
we want to know if a genie popped out of his little
Give you 3 wishes.
Robin
lamp,
Williams. There we
and
go
he
again.
gives you 3 wishes. What would your 3 wishes be? If he gave you a choice of 3 women,
Yeah.
3 women, what 3 women would it be? And we want to take some polls tonight to
Cindy
know.
Crawford, Cindy Crawford, Cindy Crawford.
Well, Zena. Let's talk about this here. Let's talk about it. Let's get some fantasies here. Some fantasies.
Those women truly are fantasies.
That's so good about our show. You know,
know, I gotta tell
we
you-
go from John F. Kennedy to Xena. I mean,
Somebody
it's a
actually
great
told
show.
me about girls and pinups and stuff like that. Girls on TV. It used to be the Playboy based its success in the 1950s on putting the door next girl in the magazine. But now you don't see the girl next door. Did I say the door next door?
Door next door.
The girl next door.
It's
in
the
magazine.
door next door.
Yeah, that's actually that shows you where I'm going. But anyway, what happens?
Please company too. Oh, go
What
ahead.
happens is the girl next door they put in the magazine. Now what happens is now you don't have the girl next door in these magazines. You have these Amazon women that don't look like people you meet in real life, like Cindy Crawford or Xena or something. It's like only about like less than 1% of the people look like this, and their obligations to be in these
Well,
magazines.
let me give you my top 10 right here. I'll give you my top 10. Number 10 is Stevie Nicks. For her age, she's still.
That's Stevie Wonder, man.
Well, we know that you like blind men, okay? Because basically, we know where you take it. Where you take it.
Kevin. Give me 5.
Okay. I'll give you 5 like this in a second.
5 for Mary?
We know where you take it, what hole you take it up. Basically. All right, now let's get back down here, okay?
Yeah.
'Cause
Stevie Nicks,
Take
very
up
good
the
singer.
big hole, basically. No, Stevie Nicks, rock and roll singer, very beautiful. She had the breast implants, and then you know what Stevie Nicks did?
What?
She went ahead and she took the breast implants off, and now she has the implants.
She
in
gave
her-
them to
She has the
Courtney Cox.
implants in her freezer. And they've been in her freezer for 10 years, and she said that basically that she has them as a constant reminder what the mistake that she made.
Oh,
Because
really? That was a
RV,
mistake?
a natural thing to have
Well,
natural
okay.
breasts,
Wait back
basically.
a minute, I'm gonna help him.
Because if you watch all these talk shows, they always make a big deal about how
Okay,
what
Matt,
happened
where you
here.
going, man? Where you going?
Where's he going?
He's got to go to the potty. That's all. He's going to the potty. Okay. Okay.
You can fill this chair right here if you call this number.
That's
no,
right.
anyway,
That's right. And then, number 9. I have to say, number 9, Jane Seymour.
all right.
Jane Seymour, beautiful Dr. Quinn medicine woman. She's
Yeah.
a beautiful, beautiful woman.
Yeah.
She's married, unfortunately. Shucks.
They're all married, aren't they?
No, not
well,
all
getting
of them
back to the breast implants, why I mean, you watch all these talk shows, all these women say how great it is. In fact, after a while, Jenny Jones doesn't want these women on their show anymore because she actually gives interviews all the time how terrible hers were and how she had like 3 operations.
Right.
Yeah.
That's true.
Made a lot of doctors in California rich.
Number 8, Sheena Easton. My baby takes that morning train.
Yeah.
She kind of went out of the picture for a while.
She's still around.
She kind of did the thing with Prince, I guess, basically for a while too. Sheena Easton's number 8.
Yeah.
That's the fantasy woman, of course.
Sheena?
Well, Sheena Easton.
Sheena, Queen of the Jungle?
Yeah, exactly. And then, of course, number 7, I got to give it up to Sheryl Crow.
Sheryl Crow?
Sheryl Crow.
Every time I look at Sheryl Crow, I always think I'm looking at Heidi Fleiss.
Heidi Fleiss.
She looks exactly like her.
I think Sheryl Crow would be the next Mrs. Gorgeous George if I had something to say about it. Sheryl Crow is an awesome singer.
Yeah.
And she's
going to give up her $1 million career to be on this show.
$1 million career. Let them wait, because I'm not finished.
Let
them wait.
Let the people speak.
Yeah, so Sheryl Crow, beautiful woman, very much into her music. I think that definitely she is definitely number 7.
Yeah. We're getting closer.
We're getting closer.
3D.
Closer,
all right.
closer to good here, basically, closer to 5. Number 6, Jennifer Aniston.
Jennifer Aniston. You know those girls on, let me tell you something about those girls on Friends. Everyone was making fun of Ally McBeal, but those girls on Friends are getting thinner and thinner and thinner. Did you see the last episode? You know what happened in the last episode?
What's that?
The 2 of them, Jennifer Aniston and Courtney Cox, imploded into a pile of dust. They were getting so skinny. And all that was there was a pile of dust in there and their breast implants on the top.
Yeah. Jennifer Aniston, definitely number 6.
She is nice, though. I like Jennifer Aniston.
There you go.
Yeah. Okay. Why don't you go back and get some jelly back there? Get yourself a peanut butter and jelly sandwich back there and feed yourself. I'm talking to him back there.
Talking to me?
Yeah. I'm talking to you. You talking to me? You talking to me? I'm talking to you.
You think I'm funny? You think I'm funny?
Hey, George, your black lover's on the phone.
Okay, I got your...
We got your number right here.
Lover. I got your lover, and he's a guy, and he's on the phone, and he wants to talk to you, Mr. Matt. Talk to him back there. Anyway, besides the point.
Why
don't you talk about Bugs Bunny and your answering service?
Oh, yeah.
Do an invitation for us.
Oh, what's up, Doc? You think you're Air Jordan? I'm Hair Jordan. You think I'm funny? You think I'm funny? Oh, I'm doing Joe Pesci now. A man and a rabbit sharing the same voice. So long, Pat. That's my answering machine. You don't have to call me.
That's pretty well. This guy has a different message on his answering service.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
I used to be actually, Mel Blanc does the voice of he's dead now, but he did the voice of Bugs Bunny. He was the man of 1,000 voices.
Right.
And I like to think I'm the heir to him. I'm the man of 1,000 faces. But times have been tough for me, so I'm down to my last 2 faces.
Yeah. Are you sure it's not false face?
False
face. Number 5, I gotta say Crystal Bernard. I had Crystal Bernard.
Oh, the country singer. Yeah,
she's not country. I mean, she had like a little pop country thing. Crystal Bernard. 4, Cindy Crawford, of course. We can't leave her out. I get her in there too. And I'm thinking about.
And she was married to a man who she never had sex with. I don't think. Richard Gere.
Partake in some gerbil food too, basically. Gerbil food supply, basically.
Who else?
And now I'm blanking out. Now I got 3 and 2 and 1. Because we know number 1 is Xena. We know number 1 is Xena. Yes, Lucy Lawless. She's my princess, so I tell you what. Lucy Lawless, definitely my princess, basically.
Yeah.
Let me go out on a whim here and say number two. Number 2, go down to 2 and say the news.
She tries harder.
The news girl on Channel 12, Deborah Cox.
Oh yeah. She's Gene Cox's wife, isn't she? No, she's not his wife.
Deborah Cox.
Someone asked me, is Gene Cox's wife Deborah Cox?
Yeah. Deborah Cox on Channel 12. She gets me pretty up.
Yeah.
Gets me pretty up, basically.
She gets you up in the morning.
Of course, 3 is in between, I guess. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. I blanked out. But anyway, we gave you...
RuPaul. No, that's someone else.
That's Matt's girlfriend. That's Matt's girlfriend.
I tell you, what's the craziest thing about RuPaul? I hate to say this, but RuPaul actually, I've seen what he looks like as a man. He looks like he actually is a better looking woman than a man. Right. How the hell does that happen?
Yeah, who knows? Who in the hell knows? But anyway, listen, Mr. Matt, how's your peanut butter and jelly sandwich back there? Pretty good? Huh? Huh?
I said, I think you got some on your chin.
I think you have something in your mouth and in your stomach.
I don't.
You know that stomach pump? You know what I'm talking about?
I don't know what he's talking about.
I don't know what he's talking about. All right.
I've had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich since I was 7 years old.
That's
probably.
right.
My
Okay.
lunch pail.
He's got some white stuff in his mouth. Some tossed salad in his mouth. Anyway, baby, so we want to know if the genie popped out of the lantern's lamp.
Yeah.
What would your 3 wishes be? All right.
Genie!
The genie, hey.
Genie from I Dream of Genie.
Yeah.
I dream.
Barbara Eden. Barbara Eden.
Yeah.
Go back that far. Line 1, talk to
That
us.
tells
You're
you
on
where
the
I
air.
come
You're on
from.
the air. Talk to us.
Howdy, pal.
I guess not. Line 2, talk to us. You're on the
Hey,
air.
how you doing, guys?
What's going on?
How y'all doing tonight?
You're on the air. Talk to us. What's up?
Cool, man. All right, here's my top 3. Ready?
Here we go.
Yeah.
All right, number 3 would have to be the Dixie Chicks.
The Dixie Chicks.
Dixie
All 3 of them.
Yeah,
3A,
All three?
3B, 3C.
Okay.
Yeah, man, they're a nice group.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
them. Way look. I don't care for the music, but man, they certainly got the looks.
They get it rising. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
I believe it, man. All right, number 2, Faith Hill.
Faith Hill. Yeah.
Married to Tim McGraw.
Another country singer, but okay, that's cool. Faith Hill, that's cool.
And how'd you get
I almost
Let me tell you
forgot.
something,
Shania Twain. Shania Twain, number 3. I can't believe I forgot that.
See, I love country
Shania
music.
Twain. I don't like her music, but I love Shania Twain.
I love country music, but
Actually,
a lot of
number
people.
1 is Shania Twain. So you know,
Shania Twain. Shania
You know, a
Twain.
lot of people don't like country. I love country music myself. But the craziest thing is, I think you have to remember there's a lot of good-looking women in country music, and people don't watch country music videos because of their wonderful music.
yeah.
Well, see, like I said, yeah, she is definitely. I mean, there's one song that she has that I like. We Made It Through. What's the name of that song? Her first song she had.
Yeah, that song.
I like that song, but her other stuff, I don't like her other stuff. But I do like her as an individual.
I
Yeah.
don't know. Have you seen her videos? Whew.
Va-va-va-boom.
I tell you what, I wouldn't mind seeing her spread, pretty much in Playboy. I'll tell you that.
And who's number 1, pal?
Shania Twain, man.
Yeah.
Oh, sure, Shania.
man, you already-
We jumped the gun. Yeah.
well, she's-
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
All right.
She's up there too.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for your call. Appreciate
Thank you,
it.
pal.
Take it easy.
Thank you very much. Anyway, so we're talking to different people about this. We know that a lot has happened this week, of course. Dealing with losing somebody that you care about. We talked about this before.
Yes.
Dealing with people you care about. Death is cruel. Death is not real. People can't. Death is something that's very hard. It grabs you, and it's very hard to accept.
It's
You know what I'm
God's
saying?
way of telling you to slow down. Yeah.
I mean, our mortality. I know. Thank you. Our mortality. It can go just like that, basically.
Yeah.
We do things on the face of the earth, and then we can go just like that. It's just we're on for a short ride. Let's make the best.
Let me
of
tell
it.
you something. The people of my age, looked up to John Kennedy. He was a guy that seemed to have it all. He seemed to have a good time doing with his magazine and,
Well-
his stepfather's money and all this stuff. He probably didn't have any, but now you look at yourself and say, it's so great to be alive. It's so sad what happened to him, just be so happy you're alive.
Death
to,
is cruel.
To spend 10 cents.
Death is disheartening. It's cruel and disheartening, but people have go through it all the time. The thing about John Kennedy Jr. that impressed me is the fact that when he was in the spotlight and when he was asked, he was trying in 1988 when he was doing it for Michael Dukakis. When John Kennedy made that speech for Michael
right.
Dukakis, he gave an eloquent speech, a very eloquent speech, and you could see where he grew up. At the time, he was a kid. He was still a kid, and he grew up. And he's been playing with the idea. They kept asking him, do you think you'll be running for president?
Yeah.
Do you think you'll be running for president? And he never said, well, at this time, I want to do other things in my life at this time. Okay, John Kennedy Jr. kind of let the press know what was up. He kind of kept them hanging, which is good because you give them more and keep them hanging. And then he was asked that same question over and over again. He said, I'm not going to rule it out. I'm not going to rule it out. But I think down deep within his heart, he didn't want to. Because of the jinx, because of this proverbial curse. Because he didn't want to be president because of the jinx, because of this proverbial curse that's been on the family from way back.
I don't know if this. I don't think they care about a curse. I sure as heck would not stop my life because of a curse. But let me tell you
It's
something.
just ironic as hell, man. It's too
yeah.
ironic that all these people in the family.
But they enjoy themselves. They play their touch football. They have their public service and everything. Like I said, it was so. There's actually talk that he was going to run for the Senate in New York, but then when Hillary Clinton stepped in the spotlight, he backed off because he has the rest of his life, or
Yeah,
he
well,
thought, or so he thought,
was-
the rest of his life
he
to
was
do
still
it.
young, basically, but
Yeah.
to let the press and make the press, like dangle and wait, not knowing either way. But I don't think he really wanted to because I think that the curse. I think he didn't want to because he knew there was a curse within the family itself that was very prevalent.
Well, I think he was
Very prevalent.
Yeah, I think he was happy doing his magazine for now. It was a public. You know, it was weird for a guy who was so hounded by the paparazzi. You see all these clips this week on all the news magazine shows of him speaking to the press and giving interviews, stuff he wouldn't have done had his mother still been alive. He did all this after his mother died. He liked the spotlight.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, tonight we're talking about the tragic scene that happened this past week with JFK Jr. Also, we're talking
Mad
about
girls.
JFK Jr.'s tragic scene that happened, and also we're talking to you about the hottest women that you've been out with, the hottest women that your dream women. If you had 3 wishes, what would your 3 wishes be? Line 1, come talk to us. You're on the air.
Hello.
You're on the air.
Oh,
Hi, pal.
I was just wondering, how long had JFK Jr. been a pilot anyway? I didn't even know he was.
1 year.
Oh.
About 1 year.
I think about
98.
about 1 or 2 years, basically.
Yeah.
1 or 2 years.
I really haven't tapped into this very much, but like, where was he flying to anyway?
He was flying to his Matt. Shut up back there. He was flying to his cousin's wedding, and his wife, his wife himself, and his wife's sister were flying to the cousin's wedding at Martha's Vineyard.
I think they left from there.
And they were going there. Now they were leaving New York to Martha's Vineyard
okay.
to that. Be quiet back there, Matt. And talking about that basically, and that was the whole idea. And then, of course, they didn't. It was dusty and it was dark, and they didn't get a clear description of where they were going. And obviously, they lost control of the plane. And of course, it's happened before.
7 miles. From where
7
they
miles
took
from where the shoreline was. But this was not a big plane. This was a small crafter plane.
One of those Buddy Holly planes.
It was a small craft plane, so it wasn't a big plane. So that itself was not good. And of course, the fact of the matter, it was dark, and they said that night it was very dark and very you couldn't see. It was foggy.
Wasn't he going to run for president or something?
It was asked about that, but we kept asking, but he kept saying he won't rule it out. But he had a lot going on with his magazine. He had a lot going on with other things within his life. He was still young, still very young before to even consider that.
38.
If I was him, I wouldn't run for president because I'd be afraid to get assassinated, just like his father and his uncle.
Let's face it, very few presidents have been assassinated, only 4 of them. And, you don't go into thinking, oh, I'm going to get shot. You go into thinking, I'm not going to get shot.
Well, I mean, the bottom line is, yeah, that's true, but it's also very much true, though, that there was a
lot of nuts out there
within that family, and basically, this curse has continued.
What happened? I don't believe in a curse.
Well, the whole thing was a curse within the family, so that what you're saying is true. But then again, from the standpoint of what Kevin's trying to say, that if somebody what you want to do, if you're motivated enough to do that, you probably wouldn't think that way.
There was a curse. There's that famous curse, the 0 factor, where every president, I think since 1820, that has been elected in a year that ends in a 0 from I think 1820 or 1840 till the year 1980 has died in office. The first one there's every 20 years a president has died in office either through sickness or through assassination or through something. And Reagan was the first president, the oldest president we ever had, to actually live out the whole presidency without dying in office in a year that was ended in 0. They said for years that was a curse put on by the American Indians for the white man taking over his land in the manifest destiny of the United States. And as it turned out, but I always wondered about that. Like you were saying about curses, I was saying when I was a kid, I said, do you think they'll get anyone to run for president in 1980? Because all these guys almost guaranteed to die. So people don't do that.
So Kevin, I mean, you're saying that basically that the curse was on a president that started with a 0.
The end of from 1860 is Lincoln, and 1880 is Garfield, and it goes on and on. 1960, 1940, presidents died.
Caller, do you have anything else to say to us tonight?
No, that's it.
All right, thank you.
All right, thanks for calling, pal.
Good call. Let the viewers know what's going on here. Believe it or not, once again, we're still working through the red tape. The Gorgeous George Show will be extended once again. The Gorgeous
We're like
George
a bad
Show
coin. You can't
will
get rid of
be
us.
extended once again. I will be in Vegas for about 3 weeks in the middle part of August. And this man right here will be the host for 3 to 4 weeks
Yes.
on the block of August.
Get your VCRs set.
So, Kevin, I'll tell you what, I know you're excited about that.
Yes.
Kevin
Yes.
Kravitz, the man, will be in charge of
Kevin
the Spring
Sunshine.
Circus within the middle part of August for about 3 weeks.
It's going to be the Christians versus the Lions.
And I'm going to be in,
And I'm going to play the part of the Lion.
I'm going to be in Vegas living it up, doing all that good stuff, you know. I tell you what, with my BMW Beamer,
Yeah.
it's going to be sweet. You're on the air. Talk to us, Donnie. You're on the air with Gorgeous George and friends.
Hello?
Hello.
Hi, pal.
What's going on?
Hey, what's going on?
What's up?
I'd like to talk about the JFK plane crash.
All right. Go
All
ahead.
right.
Go ahead.
All right, I was in a plane crash a couple of years ago.
You were in a plane crash a couple years ago.
Well, it was over the Chesapeake Bay.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, they never put any search planes out for me like they did for JFK.
That's exactly. I don't think they put it out for anyone except for JFK.
Well-
I don't know. I think they would try to find some if they.
Well, I mean, obviously you're alive now. You obviously
We're glad
you succumbed it, right?
you didn't.
I
You
mean,
did it
it's-
without their help, evidently.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I survived on my own. Like I didn't have any Coast Guards or Navies. I mean, don't you think that it's wrong for them to,
No.
spend lots of
Well, I mean, the bottom line is
They would
like
search for
naval
anybody. They
funding.
probably worked a little harder for
They
him.
will search-
JFK, I mean, like,
they will search for
what's he
anybody.
done?
They will search for anybody, but this man was a part of. He was the dynasty, the next generation of the Kennedy family. So of course they're going to.
Yeah, they're going to put him to the front of the line.
President Clinton made sure that they found the body. President Clinton said, "You take whatever time you need to. You keep going until you find their bodies."
When the Challenger exploded in 1985 or so, or 86, that they looked and looked over the Florida Ocean and they found all the bodies.
But thank you very much for your call. I don't,
Yes.
I don't think that. I think the guy's on crack, basically. Anyway, line 2, talk to you on the air.
Howdy.
You're on the air, Gorgeous George and friends. Talk to us. Beep, beep,
Gorgeous
beep,
George and
beep,
friends.
beep, beep.
Yeah. Well, they're gonna, and if Teddy Kennedy wanted a liver transplant, he would probably be put to the front of the front of the line with all the rock and roll singers.
If me or Kevin were in for something, we'd be on the top of the list too, because we are the celebrities here in Richmond, Virginia.
Yeah.
Style Weekly, you need to put me in the front cover. You need to put this man in the front cover. Richmond Times-Dispatch, Douglas Durden, what's up? You need to put me in the front
They put
cover
them-
and do an expose about the man who's causing all this. Line 2, talk to us. You're on the
Put the
air.
radio on the cover this week.
You're on the air. Talk to us.
Why the plane went down?
Pardon me?
I said I had a theory about why JFK's plane might have went down.
Why?
I think George was bending over to take a shit.
Yeah, take them off.
Okay. Well,
He doesn't know what
first of all, you have a problem with your sexuality. Okay. You need to take care of your hemorrhoid problem. Use Tox, my friend. And then what you also need to do is to take care of your brain.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of hemorrhaging coming out of your brain because obviously someone has slugged you a few times and you might get slugged again tonight.
Too
Line
bad.
2,
Too
please
bad
talk to us.
toupees. Too bad toupees don't come with brains in them.
Yeah,
Line 2,
Howdy.
talk to us. You're on the air.
I had the three things you were talking about, like a 3-wish thing.
Oh yeah,
Go
let's hear
ahead.
I
that.
just wanted to make one quick Kennedy comment.
Right on.
You know that their house is built on an Indian burial ground, don't you?
I didn't know that.
Now, the one that they haven't even moved into.
Excuse me?
There's one that they're building. I heard that hasn't been that they're hardly finished. It's going to be.
Oh,
I think.
I don't know. I just had heard a long time ago that the house had been, the Kennedy Mansion.
Oh, in Hyannisport,
Yeah.
Massachusetts. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, well,
Didn't
my
know that.
three-
Now, how did you know that? How did you know that?
I heard it a long time ago. I can't remember where I heard it from.
On the internet.
Huh?
On the internet? Did you?
No,
hear?
no, but way before people were net surfing.
All right.
The 3-list thing.
All right.
Marilyn Monroe.
Oh yeah.
You to bathe and then to get a brain.
Who? Oh, funny man. Funny man.
What did you say?
He didn't say anything actually.
Judith Eve.
He said that he'd like to have a date with Marilyn Monroe. Dig her up, pal.
Well, I mean, about getting a brain.
No,
Well,
no,
no.
On to the next story.
Well, no, I'm kind of curious. I mean, did you catch that? I mean,
Yeah, I heard. Yeah, he got it. I got it.
What did he say?
He said nothing worth repeating.
Okay.
I think it's too bad for a guy who what he lacks in intelligence he makes up for in stupidity.
Let me tell you about brains, because obviously when brains were created in the heavens, you went ahead and said and thought it was a train, and you caught the A train, baby. And the A train for you was to get an education. So shut up. Play with yourself a little bit and learn from the man who's causing all this. Learn from every syllable that comes out of my mouth and get an education. And you'll know, because the test will be out pretty soon, and you'll flunk the test.
Right on.
Okay? Don't talk to me this crap. All right, I want to hold off on the calls because...
Yeah, we're getting the paper hat crowd right now.
Let's...
Hey, we don't go to McDonald's to bother you when you're working, so don't bother us now. Unless you have something intelligent to say.
No, but anyway. Like I said, basically, Mr. Matt, are you screening these calls back there, or do we have to...
I think Marley Matlin would do a better job.
Are you screening the calls, or are you just playing with yourself back there? What's up? What's up? Okay.
All right.
What else is...
Well, let me tell you something about my girlfriends. You were talking about girls I like. Actually, these girls you see on Baywatch and stuff. They don't thrill me at all, because to me they look like they might as well be mannequins.
I'm gonna tell you something about Baywatch. Basically, you notice about Baywatch when they had their sequel going on in Baywatch, they had all these different women, and Pamela Anderson, Lee, I can't think of anybody else, but they had these different women that came and went. It's like the sequel.
It's a revolving door.
When they had it for 5 years for Baywatch, all these women they had on there came and went just like that.
Yeah.
And it was like one person after another.
They got older. But you know what? I tell you, I like smart women, and I used to like Helen Hunt an awful lot until she got married last weekend.
She's a plain Jane.
No, she's a very beautiful and smart woman. At least that's how I see her.
I think she's a plain Jane.
Okay, doesn't like her.
That's my
okay, and also like, remember that show Northern Exposure, that black-haired girl?
Yes.
Janine Turner.
Yes.
She's, what's weird about her? I seen her on talk shows. She seems like such a hick, but on the show she was so elegant. And she reminded me of the woman I used to watch when I was a kid, Agent 99 on Get Smart. Now, she was like the perfect woman. Barbara Feldon. And that voice of hers.
Let me give you an obscure one. You remember the series Friday the 13th?
Oh, yeah. We're talking about this.
The series, Friday the 13th series that came on.
She was
nice. The girl with the red long hair.
Ruby. No last name.
Obscure as hell.
She was nice.
Beautiful as hell. Line one, talk. You're on the air.
You fat fuck.
Excuse me?
You're a fat fuck.
All right, yeah, we heard that. Anyway, let's go on. I tell you, there's a show on, I don't know if you know Ally McBeal, the real skinny girl on there. And I really like this show. It's a smart show, intelligent show. It's kind of weird, but some of the best looking women are on this show. There's Ally McBeal, of course. And then there's about 4 or 5 other women on their show. There's that blonde woman that does the dancing and everything. Yeah.
Right. All right, line 2.
They all go to the bathroom together.
You're on the air. Talk to us. We need to kind of like the last call, and this call is up to that same degree. No more calls in for night. Line 2. Talk to us.
Howdy, pal.
You're on the air.
Hello. Yeah, I'd like to make a comment about the 3 girls that you were talking about.
All right.
It would have to be Tyra Banks, Lopez, and Pamela Anderson.
Tyra Banks, who else?
Tyra Banks and who?
Jennifer Lopez.
Oh!
Okay, yeah. She's
Vida Luca.
And Pamela Anderson.
Pamela Anderson?
Lee, that's right.
Yeah. I'll tell you something about Pamela Anderson. She might be pretty and all that, but she has the worst... I mean, I don't really like bad judgment in a woman. And there's a woman who the guy just treats her rotten, and she keeps coming back to him. That's a good lesson for all you women out there, that when a guy treats you rotten...
Pamela Anderson is very fake, I think. I think she's very fake. I think she has a persona. This guy, Tommy Lee, abused her, beat her up, and now she's going back with the prick again.
Yeah.
The guy's a prick. Because to me, you don't lay a hand on a woman. I don't care. You don't lay a hand. And you see, some of these women think that that's all.
You make it bad for the rest of them.
That's all they deserve. That's all. Some of these women think that's all they deserve and all they want and all they need, basically. But you don't strike a woman, basically. I see the hand gestures, but I'm not. I'm gonna hold off. I'm gonna hold off for a second here. Oh, okay. Okay, that's great. Well, now I can fix my pretty hair. And to that caller that just called up here, Why don't you just get yourself a personality? Why don't you take your head and bob for your waist matter? Okay?
You can't buy
Bob for your
personality.
waist matter and then eat it and die of salmonella poison, basically, because you need to. You need to be buried alive, punk. All right? Don't call this number again, okay? I don't care, whatever. Use some discretion back there. Use some way of tracking these calls down, okay? Use your own intuition back there, okay?
Yeah.
Bottom line. All right, any calls back there?
Remember, no matter how much money you have, pal, you cannot buy personality.
Okay. And the guy obviously has nothing else better to do than use vulgar tones on my show.
Yeah.
You need to bob your waist matter and swallow your waist matter.
We
too.
can be vulgar all
Okay.
the while we want, but we don't.
We're talking about some topics once again, so people need to get a respect. People need to respect what we're talking about.
Yeah.
People need to respect the form of the show tonight. Bottom line. I want Mr. Paul Katagi to be answering the phones. I don't want Matt back there answering the phones. Paul, I want you to man the phones back there.
You've been fired.
Okay.
Anyway, Tyra Banks, very nice-looking woman. She's probably the nicest woman in the Victoria's Secret looking woman. The others look like a Baywatch. They have that kind of fake mannequin look.
Right.
Yeah.
But see, you know, these models, these supermodels like Tyra Banks, she's drop-dead gorgeous, beautiful, and whatnot. Naomi Campbell, another one.
Yeah.
Naomi Campbell, another one. A lot of these women, these supermodels are cute, but give me Xena any day of the week. Give me Xena over these women any day of the week because, you know what, she has that look.
Yeah.
She has that beautiful look. Crystal Bernard has that look.
From Wings.
Wings.
Yeah.
Sheryl Crow has that look.
Yeah.
Line 1, talk to us.
Hattie.
You're on the air.
Go, man.
Hello?
Hello, you're on the air.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that dude that was talking about the Chesapeake plane crash, that was kind of messed up that you said he was on crack because that was a legitimate
Okay,
plane
come
crash.
off.
Who are these people?
Come off. Line 2, talk to us.
Everywhere we go, we're surrounded by
Line 2, talk to us. You're on the air.
Is it just us? Why do we attract such people?
Well, you know, they have nothing else better to do than sit here and watch. We have been extended, baby. We have been extended until the last week of September, so you're going to have to learn to love me.
Weird.
Whether you like me or don't like me, baby, I'm on for another 8 more weeks. 8 more weeks of the show. He's doing 3 weeks by himself. Hey, this is what's causing all this, baby. It's the show. It is the franchise. It is what's causing all this. We're going to give them a test run to host the show for 3 weeks. I know you're going to do me proud. I know you're going to do me proud.
I'm so nervous.
Okay.
Well, I'll rise to the occasion.
Line 2, talk to us. You're on the air.
Hello.
Hello.
How you doing? I think you're great. First of all, I just wanted to know, in terms of your own mortality, because we all only have a limited time here on Earth, how do you see this incident? Not from, from your own perspective, like, when you go, how would you see this incident? Not from their perspective, they're gone, but we're all going to the same door. We're all right behind them, like within a day or 2 or a week.
So
I know what you're saying.
So what are you asking me?
I'm just being from a more serious point of view. How we were all have to be prepared because we could all just step. Like for instance, you could step out the door, I could step out my door, and boom, I'm gone.
Hit by a car.
Playing something,
I think I'll live to be a ripe old age.
A safe might fall on you.
I think I'll live to be a ripe old age
cartoons.
of 102. Thank you very much.
But actually, you have a good point. But my aunt told me that you don't worry about the stuff before you were born, so you don't have to worry about the stuff after you're dead.
Well, hopefully.
So just live in the moment, enjoy your life. I think there's so much unrealized potential with John Kennedy, but nevertheless, I think he enjoyed his life. Well, live each day like it's your last.
I think basically that once we get into the the new millennium, once we get into it, they'll have ways of making people live older lives. Thank you very much. People will be living obviously to our older age because they're trying to rid cancer. I think by the year 2000 and some 2010 or 2020, hopefully they'll be able to rid cancer. They're working upon that, ridding AIDS, the disease like that. So I think it'll be more of a longer lifespan for most people.
H.G. Wells, at the turn of the century, thought that the future, and this is like the 1930s or 94, he lived to the 1930s, actually thought that that disease and war would be obsolete by then. Unfortunately, he said this at the turn of the century, war and disease and poverty actually got worse.
I got a question back here for you guys. Who is manning the phones back there right now?
I think
Okay, all right. No disrespect, Mr. Matt. I want Paul to man the phones, please. Okay.
And he's screening.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. All right, do you have a call?
Yep.
Five line 2. You're on the air.
Hello.
Hello.
What's up? First off, I want to say the 3 girls, Jennifer Lopez, again, Kimona Wanalea from ECW, and the girl to be coming out with Macho Man on WCW.
Oh, that woman, yeah.
WCW, you mean...
Yeah, I think her name is Gorgeous Georgia.
What's this?
I think her name is Gorgeous George.
Yeah, actually, you're right.
Yeah.
No, there is a wrestler out now, a female wrestler, by the name of Gorgeous George.
Yeah, she come out with Macho Man.
There's
And
a
then I want to
famous one in the
ask y'all
50s.
how y'all feel about JFK Jr. being compared to Princess Di.
Well, actually, it's an apt comparison.
Well, let me just say this pretty much. They are both icons. They're both legends. This is why the inheritance to John Fitzgerald Kennedy, to John Kennedy Jr. A lot of people follow the Kennedys, to John Fitzgerald Kennedy, to Robert F. Kennedy, to Robert Kennedy. Hell, they got 2 football stadiums named after him, RFK, JFK. And to the legend of going to say that, the JFK, John Fitzgerald Kennedy Jr., of course, there's going to be the inheritance factor of the Ritzy, the family that's always been admired. Like them or love them or hate them, they've always been in the spotlight, always have been admired for the class that they have. As far as Princess Diana is concerned, of course, everybody loved her. Everybody loved Princess Diana. Tragic thing that would happen, and they're still getting theories about what happened with her. And what pisses me off is they're still saying that she's still alive.
Yeah.
You see, this pisses me off. They still say that these people are still alive when they're known they're dead, and then they're continuing, trying to say, well, this, that, and the other. The bottom line with that was, it's open and shut. The chauffeur was drunk as hell. Mm-hmm. The chauffeur who was drunk as hell, and he was the reason he was speeding. He was speeding up there because the paparazzi in the back were chasing them. The paparazzi were in the motorcade, were back there chasing them, and the guy was trying to outrun them, and yet he lost control of the car, and they hit the brick cement of the underpass of the bridge, and they instantly got killed.
Yeah.
That's what happened, open and shut.
I think, but the comparison of the two, both of them, John Kennedy and Princess Di, were people that really hadn't really done anything and hadn't achieved anything. They were there as, like you said, an icon, as someone people liked to love, and they were so upset that these people were gone from their lives.
Let's take it from the standpoint
of like
Mother Teresa. Mother Teresa, who was, of course, we don't know that much about her, but Mother Teresa was a saint, allegedly a saint next to the Pope. She took care of a lot of sick people, a lot of ill people, and she nurtured. She was the mother figure to all in the foreign countries, and she was well respected and well renowned. So is the Pope. I think that we can compare these people, and I think we can put Mr. Bill Jefferson Clinton up there also too, as a person of respect also.
Yeah.
It's important to note that we make this big deal about John Kennedy, how he could have been president of the United States, John Kennedy Jr. that is, and for some reason we don't have royalty in America, so we don't have a Princess Di to rally around when someone dies. So what do? For years this has happened. We have been the sons of presidents have been up in the limelight. We have now George W. Bush. Things haven't changed. John Kennedy, maybe years ago. I actually saw a few years ago David Eisenhower.
Don't even compare George W. Bush.
Okay. Well, David Eisenhower Jr. They're even talking about, who's the grandson of Dwight Eisenhower, as him running for president. And Robert Taft's son. The only one who actually ever did anything, who actually was elected, was John Quincy Adams, and he was like the 6th president. That was a long time ago.
Well, like I said, to give you a clear-cut thing, yeah, you have them to be people in upper royalty. Princess Diana, royalty, next heir to the throne if she was still alive. JFK, a lot of history. JFK Jr., a lot of history, a lot of chronology within the family. Thank you very much. We've got 5 more minutes left in the show here. We might take one more call. Let's take the one call right now. You're on the air with Gorgeous George. Talk to us.
Hey, George, how you doing?
What's up?
Couple of things there. Just one little comment about JFK Jr.
Okay.
One great thing about him, he had his daddy's sense of humor, and he was cool like his mama, and that's a good combination.
Yeah, he was raised pretty well. He seemed pretty centered guy, and I think he got a lot of points for that. It's important to note that this is sad news. You know, a lot of the Kennedy sons didn't turn out so well. Of Robert, one of them died of drugs, and of course there was the trouble. One of them got in trouble with rape and everything. You know that Jackie Kennedy, when she married Onassis, she moved the whole family to Europe. Caroline and John, and they were pretty much raised in Europe, away from the limelight, and they didn't really re-enter the limelight till they were in like their mid-20s.
Well, see, also too, Lou, John Fitzgerald Kennedy Jr. was a man's man because the paparazzi had hassled his wife, and I think last night, if you might have watched, I saw it last night on Inside Edition. He took after that guy and said, "Don't you harass my wife again." So he was a man's man. He stood up for. He was respected. I think John Fitzgerald Kennedy Jr. had a future. I just think it's just a bizarre thing that happened to him, a bizarre thing that's happened within the family for the past 30 years.
To answer the subject here, Mr. George, I'd love to listen to your opinions because you're a very opinionated man, very entertaining.
Right.
You were talking about hot babes. Changing the subject.
All right.
I got my three hot babes. I think these are all unusual here. Just like to see what you think.
Sure.
All right, I'm gonna go down. 1, 2, 3. Kathy Griffin.
Who?
On Suddenly Susan.
The red-haired girl.
Okay,
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. I think
Very funny.
Yeah.
Two other. One's on TV here. One's on the radio here. Megan O'Donnell.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. God, she's hot.
And
Megan O'Donnell. She's hot. You know,
and what's her face? I forgot her name. Works on 94.
Lisa McKay.
Got it. Yeah.
The Fabulous Sports Babe.
No.
Lisa McKay on Q94. Yes. She. Yeah. She's all right.
They're nice women. You know what's funny? Everyone's a lot of the women haven't called asking who their favorite men are. You know, there was a poll a few years ago. I heard this on television. They had a poll amongst gay men who the best looking man in show business or athletics is. And you know who they said was?
Who's that?
Pierce Brosnan.
Okay.
Among gay men, he's the top guy.
Thank you very much for your call. I appreciate your call. Thank you very much. All right. Let's do one more. One more call on the air. Gorgeous George, talk to us. You're on the air.
Howdy.
Hi.
You're on the air. Talk to us.
Hello. Couch potatoes.
You're on the air.
Hello.
Hello.
You're on the air.
Hello.
One more time. You are on the air. Talk to me.
Talk to him.
Yes. I want to talk about the 3 girls.
Okay.
Right on.
Okay.
Yeah, all right.
Huh?
I want Jennifer Lopez.
Okay.
I won.
We get Pamela Anderson.
Okay.
Jenny McCarthy.
Yeah.
Jenny McCarthy.
I forgot about her. Jim
McCarthy.
McCarthy. Jim McCarthy.
I like my top 3 women are Ginger, Marianne, and a little bit of Mrs. Howell thrown in.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your call.
What makes y'all so intelligent than anybody else? Why do y'all think y'all the shit?
Hey, first of all, you need to clean up your language, and you need to get off my air
It's
with
a
that language.
reflection of your
Thank you very
mother
much.
not raising you right.
Exactly. You need to get off your air with that language.
With that
okay?
gutter
Thank you very
talk.
much. I know what I talk about. I know what I say is the gospel truth. So, you know, if you don't like it, then don't watch it. You know, we carry a conversation basically. If you don't like the conversation, then don't watch me, because what I say is 95%, if not 99.1% true.
Yeah.
Like Howard Stern, you tell the truth, you hear what you want to hear. But if the truth stands out, you don't want to hear the truth, and I tell the truth, basically. No more calls. What's that?
A woman.
All right.
Here comes a woman.
Let's do it. Talk to us. Make it clean. You're on the air. Last call. Talk to us. Hello?
Yes, I'd like to comment on the 3 sexiest men.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, number 3, it would be, let's see, it would be Matt Damon.
Oh, Matt Damon. Okay.
Not Magic. You sure it's not Magic Matt? Magic Matt? Okay, go ahead.
Who else?
And number 2 would be Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Okay.
All right.
And number 1 is Gorgeous George.
There he is.
Good for you.
Thank you very much for your call. I appreciate it.
Thank you, ma'am.
And thank you very much. Tell Style Weekly, too, that they need to do an expose of me. Thank you very much. No more calls. Let's end it on a good note. No more calls.
Yeah,
let's end on a good note. We got 1 minute left here. When we have this to be said about the beautiful Wonder, the gorgeous George Wonder popping through your panties. Let it be known that I am what's causing all this in Richmond, Virginia.
He the man.